Kermit is a lifestyle consultant here in Montreal who offers seminars around the city and also has a book that you can get your hands on this fall. It's called From Loser to Seducer, and he's here to tell us all those tips that you men need to know on Ciao Montreal. Welcome.
Welcome. Ciao Montreal.
Now, you know, you've been on our show before giving really good advice, and now you're here to help the community by sharing your personal story. So what does this book, what does the tale tell?
Well, I was the guy who got stood up at my prom. I was the guy who lost my ex-fiancée to one of my best friends. And I was the guy who hung around with a woman for 2 years who insisted she could never date anybody who was outside her culture, only for her to announce to me that she was marrying someone from outside her culture. And when you go through something like that, you reach a point where you say enough is enough, and you have to just finally get a hold of your life when it comes to women. Try to fix your love life, and that's what Loser to Seducer is all about. It's about my process, everything I went through, from the pain I experienced to the changes I made to finally my own redemption, my own personal redemption.
It sounds really interesting, and I want to know some of the things or some of the tips that you can inform people about. I mean, I know you go through fashion, you go through decorating a bachelor's apartment, and you also talk about kind of talking emotionally to a woman. So what are some examples of that?
Some of the examples of that are to teach men not to treat women the same way they would treat men. Men and women are different. They deserve equal rights under the law. But that's where the similarities stop. Women and men are different, not just physically, but they process information differently. They feel emotions differently. And the biggest lesson that I can teach all men is to address a woman's emotional needs. Every woman has emotional needs. She has that fear of being abandoned, which is a biological fear. She worries about her reputation, and you, as a man, part of your job is to protect a woman's reputation. Women want to feel a range of emotion. If all you do is focus on trying to make a woman happy, neither of you are going to be very happy. She's going to get bored. You have to make sure that she feels a range of emotion. She wants to feel intense rage, intense ecstasy, intense passion, and intense happiness, as well as sometimes maybe intense anger. You got to give her that range.
What? I have to ask you, obviously this is from your personal experience, but sometimes you got to think that isn't this just common sense? Shouldn't we all know about this already?
You know what? At one time it was common sense. Then feminism came in and taught every nice guy that they have to be nice to women. Well, nice for a woman means something different than nice for a man. You have a lot of nice guys out there that for whatever reason, they can't get themselves a date. So they focus on things like their career, and they focus on things like having a good car and having a good body. But we haven't taught these men how to connect emotionally to women, how to really feel that connection happening, how to feel that energy between two people and help create that and help nurture that. It's a man's job to lead the relationship in these emotional ways. A lot of men are falling short because they were taught, got to be nice to women. But for a man, being nice means not being aggressive, not making her do things that she might not want to do. It's gone too far.
I think you've gone too far, too, because we've just given our audience a free sample of what your seminars consist of. And if you want to hear more about Frank B Kermit, which really is not your real name, and you go under this by an alias name, why?
Part of the development for any man who wants to learn to get better with women is about creating what's called a persona, a seduction persona. My seductions persona name was named after one of my childhood heroes, Kermit the Frog. So I call myself Frank B. Kermit every time I put out a book on the topic of relationships. The idea with a persona is to create a character that embodies all of your best qualities and all of the qualities that make a man able to connect with a woman. So once you have this persona, you have a goal to achieve. You have something to merge in terms of your identity.
There you have it. Frank B. Kermit here on Ciao Montreal. And if you want more information on Frank, log on to franktalks.com. Let's go to Tanya D'Alessandro con Clicando Simpara.